In this lesson, let's learn about numerical differentiation. Okay, so ano nga ba ang derivative? So if I have a function f of x and I want to get the derivative at a point A, ang ibig sabihin lang nun is I want to create a tangent line dito sa point A at gusto kong malaman kung ano tong slope nito. Okay, and remember, di ba yung slope natin, that would be rise over run. But anyway, yung derivative, we're only referring to one point. So we cannot actually make a rise and run out of a single point. So how do we do it? Now, if the derivative is simple, we can just differentiate it. No, if the function is simple, we can just differentiate it to get the derivative. Now, paano kung mahirap i-differentiate? We make use of numerical methods. So, paano? We approximate the derivative. And how would we approximate the derivative? What we can do is to assume another point. We will step, let's say we can step forward. Let's say h. This is a forward step. Tapos, yung point na yan, i-connect natin doon sa point A. Okay? Itong line na to, we will assume that that represents the tangent line. Of course, the actual tangent line would be somewhere here. Okay? So, merong error yan. Okay? Now, kapag nilitan mo tong forward step H, syempre, mas lalapit ng lalapit dun sa point A hanggang sa liliit ng liliit yung error. So, that is one approach to do a forward step para magkaroon tayo ng dalawang point, no? Let's say this is point B. So, ito yung magiging run natin, yung H, tapos yung rise natin would be yung difference ng height ng A and B. Another approach is instead of doing a forward step, what we do is we step backward. So, this is a backward step. And again, i-connect natin yung lines na yan, yung points na yan, no, to create this line, and that would be our approximation of the tangent line. So these are the two major approximations on how to get the derivative. At pag mas maliit yung step size, ito yung run mo, pag mas maliit tong step size na to, yung h, mas nagiging mas accurate, mas malapit tayo doon sa actual na tangent line doon sa point na yon. Okay? So, for example, I want to get the derivative of this point, of this function rather, x cubed ln 3x. And I want to get the derivative at x equals 5. So, how would we do it? So, let's try muna yung forward step. Let's say na mag-i-step ako forward to get a point B, h. And let's say this is 0.1, no? 0.1 yung step size ko. Again, pag mas maliit yung step size, of course, mas malapit ka doon sa actual na tangent line. So now, we have that forward step. We will assume that this is the tangent line. Kunin natin yung slope. So how do we get the slope? Yung h na to, this would be yung run. Diba? Yung slope kasi, diba? Slope is rise over run. Okay, by the way, ba't natin hinahanap yung slope? Kasi, yung slope, that is the derivative of the function. That is the slope. So, rise over run, slope, derivative. Okay. Now, ano ang kulang dito sa given natin? Ang kulang na lang dito would be yung rise. So, how would we compute yung rise? Of course, referring to this figure, yung rise natin would be the difference between yung function natin at x plus h, no? Function at x plus h, that would be point B, minus yung function natin at x, that would be point A. So, substitute natin yung x plus h at saka x doon sa function natin. So, in other words, let's do that, no? F of x plus h, that would be f of 5 plus 0.1. So, 5.1 isa-substitute natin dito sa x cubed ln 3x. So, that would be 5.1 cubed ln of 3 times 5.1. Okay? So, ika-calculator natin yan to get the values. So, 5.1 cubed ln of 3 times 5.1. And we get this value, 361.85. So let's just say 2 decimal places, 361.85. And also, we get the value f of x, that is yung function value mo sa point A. So that would be 5 cube ln of 3 times 5. So f of x, so buburahin lang natin yung 0.1 dito. And we get 338.51. 338.51. Let me check. 338.51. Okay? Now, yung rise natin would be the difference of those two values. And then we divide by the run. So, in other words, yung derivative natin, yung derivative ng function, that would be yung difference nung function sa point B at A, that would be the rise. So, 361.85 minus 338.51 all over yung run natin, which is the step size, yung run is 0.1. So, ngayon, makompute natin yung derivative niya, 361.85 minus 338.51, and ang run is 0.1. So, we get the value 233.4. This is for a step size of 0.1. By the way, of course, sa calculators, merong mga derivative. Let's see, no, kung ano yung ilalabas na derivative ng calculator. 3x, okay, at x equals 5. And ang nakuha natin is 228.1. So, as you can see, this is a good enough approximation, no, yung 233.4. Pag nilitan pa natin yung step size, let's say 0.01, magiging mas malapit yung approximation natin doon sa derivative. Okay. Now, let's try the other approach. So, kanina, we stepped forward. Ngayon, ang gawin natin, let us step backward. Pabaliktad naman. So, yung h natin, let's retain it as 0.1. So, ito naman yung point B. Yung f of x would still be similar, no? That would be 338.51. Now, paano natin kukomputin yung rise nito, no? Nag-skip na ako ng step doon. But anyway, yung rise nito, that would be yung function at point B at saka point A. So, that would be f of x minus h. So, x minus h. Kasi nga, nag-step backward ka. So, ito yung rise mo, yung difference between the function values at A at saka B. So, ngayon, kailangan natin computin yung f of x minus h or f of 4.9. So, ano yung f of 4.9? That would be 4.9 cube ln of 3 times 4.9. Calculator natin yon. 4.9 cube times ln of 3 times 4.9. And that is 316.22. Okay? And again, para makuha yung derivative ng function natin with respect to x, kailangan natin yung rise, that is f of x minus f of x minus h. So, subtract natin to, 338.51 minus 316.22 divided by the step size of 0.1. So, let's do that sa calculator, and ang makukuha nating values is ganito, 222.9. So, this comes out as 222.9. So, pag forward, we have 233.4. Pag backward, we get 222.9. So, that is the basic way of approximating the derivative. And of course, the approximation becomes better kapag pinalitan mo yung step size mo ng mas maliit. Or in other words, pag ginawa mong step mo is mas malapit doon sa original point. Let's say ito, this is a step size of 0.01. Pag dito ka nag-approximate ng tangent line, of course, mas magiging accurate yung results mo. Now, is there a better approximation? By the way, let's see here, no? Is there a better approximation? Yes, no? Yes, ang sagot doon. So, ito yung ginawa natin kanina. Tandaan, no? Ito yung rise, yung h, yung run. So, this is yung forward step. Nag-add tayo ng h. Dito naman sa baba, ito yung backward step. Nag-subtract tayo ng h. And actually, meron tayong tawag dito. We call this the forward difference at saka pababa, syempre ito forward kasi nga nag-forward step ka, difference. Spelling. Tapos, ang tawag dito sa isa is the backward difference. Okay? So, forward difference and the backward difference. So, again, saan galing yung forward at backward? Kasi nga, nag-step ka forward at saka nag-step ka backward para ma-approximate natin yung slope. So, what is a better approximation? Ano yung better approximation? Okay? Turns out to be na yung better approximation is you get the average of the forward and the backward difference. I-average mo itong dalawang to. Kunin mo yung average. Okay? Yung average nila, that would be the average first derivative. So, yan yung symbol ng first derivative. So, paano mo i-average to? So, you add over h naman parehas, no? Nakita mo dito, minus fx to. Ito naman, positive fx. So, makakancel lang siya. So, matitira is f of x plus h minus f of x minus h divided by, since i-average mo, magiging 2h. Okay? Ang tawag dito is the central difference. Now, why is it called the central difference? Kasi, if you go back doon sa graph natin ng derivative, diba, nag-step forward and backward tayo. What we can do for another way of approximating is you step forwards and backwards, no? Isa dito, let's say B, at isa dito, let's say C. So, nag-step ka forward ng H, nag-step ka backward ng H, tapos, yung dalawang point na yan ang gagamitin mo to approximate the slope. Okay? So, that is called the central difference method. That is by averaging yung forward at saka backward difference. Now, I claim that this is actually a better approximation. So, let's try to use it doon sa example natin kanina. Let's try to use the central difference method. So, ang kailangan natin sa central difference method is yung value nung function at the forward step minus yung value nung function at the backward step divided by twice nung step size. No? Kaya may 2 yan kasi nag-average ka eh. So, over 2 dapat, diba? Now, meron tayong mga values kanina for the forward and backward. Itong f of x plus h saka f of x minus h. So, balikan natin yung dalawang yon. For the forward step, we have 361.85. So, this is 361.85 minus for the backward step, ito naman yung value ng function is 316.22 divided by twice nung step size na ginamit natin. Ang step size natin kanina is 0.1. So, let's do this calculation dito sa calculator para ma-evaluate natin. Okay. So, ang lalabas na sagot is 228.15. So, using the central difference method, we get the answer of 228.15. And, again, let us recall, ano nga ba yung derivative? Yung derivative niya is 228.10. So, that's quite an improvement from the forward and backward difference method, yung central difference method. Now, how does the calculator do it? Diba? Meron tayong mga calculators. Kuwari, itong calculator na to, paano niya kinompute yung derivative? How did it arrive with this answer? And you can actually read the manual. So, ang calculator na gamit ko is a 991ES Plus. Of course, sa ibang calculator, meron din namang mga manual yon. If you read it, may kita mo dyan, no? Dito sa 991ES, you can see na the derivative function, kita dito, no? This is an approximation of the derivative based on, nakita mo, the central difference method. So, ang ginagamit ng calculator is the central difference method. Kasi nga, siya yung improved version ng forward at saka backward difference. Okay. So, bakit nga ba magkaiba yung sagot natin? 228.15 tapos sa calcu 228.10. Okay. Bakit siya magkaiba? If you look here, there is actually a tolerance specification, and the tolerance is sa calculators, no, is 1 times 10 raised to negative 10 or 0. Then ilan? 10 zero, no? 10 zero ba o ilang zero 'yon? Sa pang 10 yung 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Siyam na zero bago 1. So you can think of it na by default, the calculator is using a step size of this value. Of course, hindi yun yung actual na nakaprogram sa calculator. It's a tolerance, so it does some iterations. But you can think of it na ito yung ginagamit ng calculator na step size. So, napakaliit, no? Kaya, mas accurate yung na kukuha nating sagot. Okay. Now, let's look at the error analysis. Kasi I claimed, no, na mas maganda yung central difference method kaysa sa backward at saka forward difference method. That was the claim even before kung pinakita yung nakalagay or yung nakaprogram sa calculator. So, how did we conclude that claim na mas okay siyang gamitin? And this is the error analysis. So, analyze natin yung error ng mga methods na yon. So, before going there, let's review yung basic math, no? We have the Taylor series expansion. So, sa Taylor series, the function of x plus h, yung value ng function na to, can be computed using this series expansion. Okay, f of x plus h, first derivative of f of x plus h squared, second derivative, and so on. Now, if we want to get the first derivative, pwede mong i-rearrange yung Taylor expression natin gamit tong ganitong arrangement, no? So, ito yung matitira, lipat mo lahat to sa kabila. So, this becomes f of x plus h minus f of x over h. So, tinanggal ko na yung h minus yung h squared f prime x plus h cube f triple prime, third derivative of x over 2 factorial over 3 factorial tapos 1 over h. Yan. Nakadivide ng h lahat dapat. Sige, dito na lang sa labas, no? Minus 1 over h times na to. Yan. Okay? So, may kita nyo, ito yung forward difference formula. This is the forward difference. Diba? Yan yung forward difference formula kanina. Now, pag nag-base tayo sa Taylor series expansion, what we did is, hindi natin in-include to. We did not include itong term na to. So, since hindi natin siya in-include, ang ibig sabihin lang nun is merong error yung computation natin. No? How much? No? How much yung error? Ito yon. Yung hindi natin in-include, we are wrong by this much. Ito kasi yung error term natin. Okay? We are wrong by this much. At yung pinakamalaking error dyan, of course, would be yung nandito sa h squared. Ito yung largest error. And that one, si h squared yun, nakadivide ng h. So, pag sinimplify mo, that would be h f double prime of x over 2 factorial. Okay? Sa error notation, we call this an order h error. Big O, h error. Okay? Order h error. In other words, kung ano yung gagawin mo sa h, kung di ba, from point 1, let's say yung step size mo, dinivide mo ng 10. Okay? So, from point 1, ginawa mo yung h mo 0.01. So, dinivide mo ng 10. In other words, yung error mo is order h. Yung error mo, madidivide din ng 10. Ganun yung order h error. Okay? Now, yun, no? That is the one way of quantifying the error using the Taylor series definition. Now, if you look at the backward difference, no, ganito naman. Ito yung Taylor series expansion ng f of x minus h. So, may ganito yung equation. And, again, pagpapalitin mo, no, ito, ilalagay mo doon. Then, etong mga to, ilalagay mo sa kabila. And what you come up with is yung first derivative, okay? That would be f of x minus f of x minus h. So, ito pala, ilalagay mo sa kabila. Okay? Then we have plus itong value na may iwan, h squared f prime of x over 2 factorial minus h cubed triple prime x over 3 factorial plus and so on. Then 1 over h to, divide both sides by h. So ito yung backward difference equation, and this would be your error term. And if you look at it, ang pinaka mataas na value, malaki yung magnitude, will be this term. Itong h squared f double prime x over 2 factorial, and then divide mo ng h, this would be h double prime f double prime x 2 factorial. And again, dahil h to, this is also an order h error. So, in other words, yung forward at backward difference, yung error nila, yung laki ng error nila, halos parehas, no? They depend on the h, na kapag, let's say, yung step size mo is dumoble, yung error mo, dodoble rin. Okay? Or, kung yung step size mo is nangalahati, yung error mo, magiging kalahati din. Okay? So, ito yung forward and backward difference. Now, if we look at the central difference, ito ang makikita natin. So, this is the forward, yung Taylor series expansion na pa-forward, yung mag-a-arrive sa forward difference. Tapos, ito naman, f of x minus h, ito yung Taylor series expansion niya. And, paano natin kukunin yung ano ulit? Paano natin kukunin yung central difference? If you can see, susubtract natin tong dalawang to. No? Susubtract natin sila para makuha yung central difference, no? So, subtract natin itong dalawang expansion na to. So, let's subtract them. This becomes f of x plus h minus f of x minus h equals, pag sinubtract mo sila, subtract mo to, makakancel yung fx, matitira yung mga gantong values, no? Yung mga think even terms. So, let's see, no? Okay, so ito yung matitira. This becomes 2h f prime of x. Hindi ko na ilalagay yung 1 factorial. Then, plus 2h cubed f triple prime of x over 3 factorial. And then, susunod dito is yung 2h raised to 5 f of pang 5th derivative, 5 factorial, and so on. Okay. Now, para makuha yung first derivative, di ba? Ang mangyayari lang yan is you divide everything by 2h. So, pag dinivide mo to ng 2h, so, ito yon, mawawala na to. So, ito, ang mangyayari dito, magiging h squared. Tapos, kabila naman, magiging h raised to 4 to. H raised to 4. So, again, this is the central difference method. At ito yung error natin, yung mga natirang terms. At yung highest magnitude dito sa mga error na to would be this term. At makikita mo, this is h squared. So, in other words, yung error na to is at order h squared. Okay? So, in other words, naka-square, no? Naka-square yung order ng error ng central difference. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Ibig sabihin, kapag dinivide mo ng 2 yung step size, yung error mo, madidivide ng square. So, madidivide ng 4. So, for example, yung step size mo is 0.1. Tapos, naging 0.01. Dinivide mo ng 10. Ano mangyayari sa error? Yung error mo would be divided by 100 or 10 squared. So, mas maganda yung nagiging improvement sa central difference. Kasi yung step size mo, i-square mo. That would be yung relative size ng error. Okay? Now, let's do an example for that. Pakita natin kung ano yung improvement kapag nililiitan yung step size. So, in this example, we want to find the derivative of cosine 4x at x equals pi over 6. Now, by the way, tandaan nyo, no? Kailangan naka-radian mode tayo, no? Naka-radians tayo kapag mga ganitong klaseng problem. So anyway, gawin muna natin to mathematically or using calculus para magkaroon tayo ng basis. Ano ba ang derivative ng cosine 4x? the derivative of cosine 4x, that would be yung derivative ng cosine, negative sine, then 4x, then multiplied by yung derivative nung nasa loob na 4x. Derivative ng 4x is 4. So, in other words, the actual answer is 4 sine of 4x. Okay. Now, let us compute yung derivative na yon at pi over 6. So, sa substitute mo dito, tandaan, no, kailangan naka-radian mode tayo. So, yan, ni-radian ko muna. Negative 4 sine of 4 times pi over 6. Okay? So, ang sagot is negative 2 square root of 3 or 3.4610. Yan. So, ito yung answer, no? Ito yung actual, yung exact na derivative niya. And that is, nag-derivative muna tayo, no? Or nag-differentiate muna tayo para makuha yung derivative. Now, if you do it using the forward, backward, and central difference, so gumawa akong table dito, ito yung makukuha natin. So, x ko, this is pi over 6. Ito yung pi over 6. Then, ito yung exact answer. So, as you can see, binary ko yung step size natin, step sizes. So, ang nangyari, from 0.1, naging 0.01, naging 0.001. So, yung step size ko, for each row, dinidivide ko ng 10. Okay. So, ito yung forward, ito yung error niya. Backward difference, ito yung percentage error niya. Relative dito sa exact answer, ito yung exact answer. And then, we have the central difference. So, sa 0.1, no, yung step size sa 0.1, as you can see, mababa na kaagad yung error ng central difference. But aside from that, if you look at the progression ng error, nung dinivide ko yung step size ng 10, sa forward and backward, if you look at the difference between the error, makikita nyo, halos na-divide lang ng 10, no? Na yung magnitude niya nandoon sa kung gaano mo pinalit yung step size, ganun din halos yung pagkaliit ng error. But if you look at the central difference, ito, na-divide ng 100. Yung error ko, na-divide ng 100. Okay? And, lalo na, pag tinignan mo ulit, again, nag-divide ulit ako ng 10 sa step size. Mas lumiit siya. Again, sa forward and backward difference, na-divide lang ng 10, no? Para ka lang nag-move ng decimal. Of course, may mga unting differences. Pero dito, makikita mo, again, na-divide ng 100. So, yung error ng central difference, mas mabilis siyang mag-converge, mas mabilis siyang lumiit kapag yun yung ginamit versus yung forward at saka backward difference. So, okay. Okay, that's our lesson. Sana meron kayo natutunan. This is an introduction to numerical differentiation.